Hello, everybody. This is Greg 29407 back with another episode of City Skylines. And I've made some big changes since our last episode. You may notice we have a complete bypass around our entire town. It's a major freeway over here. We've been talking about it for a while, and I went ahead and pulled the trigger. So you're coming into the town over here, and we now have this new freeway, and it goes up here, and it goes underneath this mountain through some tunnels. And it comes out and it ties in with this spoke of our wheel right here. We'll go over this intersection in a few minutes. It goes over the river around here, around back, all the way back here. It ties in with this spoke and then keeps coming over down here, and it ties back into our original freeway again. And this goes back to what we were talking about of having too few freeway connections. We had, this main spoke, of course, was our original coming off the freeway, and this spoke connected to the freeway, and then this spoke connected way down here. But we needed a little bit more freeway stuff because we had a lot of traffic backing up on us over here. So I went ahead and did this bypass. It was fairly simple. Now you may remember too that when we looked up here, this other freeway, which is not related to the one we have, originally came down this way, as you can see from the trees, and it came around here and it did all this kind of nonsense stuff around this thing and then went back up. I just moved that out of the way. I connected that through I did a tunnel underneath this mountain, so that's out of our way. We're not going to touch it. We're not going to mess with it. It's just moved out of our way. So now we have a lot of space for building our town. We now have this bypass, so we can get into our main city from 5 different directions. That should be plenty. We shouldn't have any more of the traffic problems that we've been dealing with. This traffic is now fixed, by the way. And so now we have a couple of prime spots, well, several prime spots, really. But the 2 main ones I was thinking about was right here, this spoke coming up this way. And let me show you what I've done here. This thing is ridiculously large. Maybe it's too big. I don't know. This is what's called a diverging diamond interchange. This is our spoke coming off. And they use this a lot. It's brand new in America for the most part. They have one near my work here in Atlanta. And it works surprisingly well. Generally for an overpass over a freeway where you have a stoplight. So basically what happens is if you're coming along this way and there's a problem with trying to turn left to get onto the freeway, right? Because you're going, and if you're coming off the freeway here to turn left to get onto a surface road, and those left turn, you have stoplights and it backs up like crazy. So diverging diamond gets rid of that by saying, okay, we're going this way, we're gonna come over here, and the road moves over to this side of the road. So in fact, you can see everything is one way. So if you want to get onto the freeway going this way, you just come right up here and merge like normal. If you want to get on the freeway going that way, you come up here. This road just like this, and you show just like that. And likewise, if we're going this direction, we can go on the freeway going that way, or the road goes like this and gets on the freeway up here. So now normally they don't take up this much space. In fact, the good thing about diverging diamond is you can replace an existing overpass over a freeway in the same amount of space. But because this is a game and the roads aren't quite right, I actually had to take this road and split it up a little bit to make them a little farther apart so they can come back in. A lot of times this road just kind of like that. So it's a little bit larger than it needs to be. I may play around with it, may move it in a little bit more and clean up a little bit. It is overly large. Yeah, that is. Yeah, from space, it's pretty huge. It's maybe the biggest road system we have in the entire map. So we can make this a little bit smaller. Okay, but anyway, what I was thinking about doing, again, I've been talking about this oil thing right here for a long time. I do want to go ahead and make this my oil center. We're making some good money on our forestry, but oil is where the money's really at. You make a lot of big profits on there. I want to keep the oil center on this side of the railroad. And so I'm going to have all the buildings and everything over in this general area in here. And I probably have a rail line, a rail cargo thing here for just for oil. and a way to loop onto this freeway right here, maybe with a trumpet style looping. And I will want to go ahead and connect this side to this for the housing. I'm going to put some housing over here as well. A little bit, I think. Possibly over here. Possibly over here. But we'll see. So I'm always a little hesitant to connect my industry to town because of the traffic that gets involved. But I am using the rebalancing industries, which cuts down on the amount of trucks. Without that, the amount of trucks you have are just unbelievably large. It's just kind of crazy. So that helps balance it out. I built some towns in the past where anytime I have any kind of industrial area, it's cut off from the rest of the city completely. It has one road in and out to the freeway only, just to the freeway, or in a train station, if that's there. And there's no way to go from that to another part of town. If you work in that oil factory, you would have to get on the freeway, come in that one entrance, work, and then get out again. And I built houses nearby so people could walk to work. It's a little bit better with the rebalancing industry. It's not as crazy. We certainly haven't seen a big truck problem over here with our forestry, whereas without the rebalancing thing, this thing would be so packed with trucks, it would be massive overcrowding and you wouldn't get anything done. So it is much better with the mod to fix things up. So I am going to play around with this. So what I was thinking about doing though, now that we have this bypass, and this is kind of like the center of our town, I'm looking at this whole area down here. And we have the beach down here and stuff like that. I'm thinking about making this whole area of our tourist area. So my thinking is we'll have a tourist area with hotels and leisure activities all along the beach here. I want to put my zoo and amusement park down here. I want to have my sporting events like baseball, the professional baseball and football and soccer. All that will be down here too. We'll connect it up, for this freeway and possibly over here as well. I may actually loop around here to make a full circle, like 285 around Atlanta. So that's my plan for that. Now up here, if I make this thing a little smaller, I could actually put something different here. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. What I want to do up here though is this is the valley. I'm gonna call this the valley because it's right between industry. So any houses, if I put any houses over here, they're gonna be kind of small. But along here, what I want to do is I'm going to have this road kind of gently curve this way and maybe go over here. But what I want to do with this is make this more suburban, like very suburban. I want to have some shopping centers, a lot of parking lots, surface parking in the front of the shopping centers. I've actually gone on to Steam Workshop and downloaded things like Home Depot and Walmart and things like that. We can put those out. And I want to build some of my shopping center parking lots in there. So that's my plan for this area. And behind the shopping area, maybe some housing, of course, on both sides, smaller housing. And then I was thinking about doing farming up here, but I don't know. Yeah, I might do that. But possibly the road will continue up here, and then this little area up here, maybe some more. Maybe this area over here. Yeah, maybe that. Some more suburbs and things like that in that area. And so that's the general plan for the map. So I'm going to start working on some of this. I think I like the freeway stuff. This freeway overpass looks pretty good. It's a little bumpy, but yeah, that's okay. And people are actually using this road already. You can see some cars down here. They are using this to come and go as they need to, which is nice. And as we go along, I could actually do some farming up in this area. That's not a bad area for farming too. Yeah. Let's see what other. Anything else up here that's worth? Not really. Oh, there's a big ore thing over here. What's that building? What's that building there? Look at this. Oh, cool. Look at this railroad tracks over here. It's an abandoned building over here. Look at these road. Okay, this tracks go off the map. Okay, that goes off the map there. So this is a whole different set of tracks over here. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay. We got a big ore thing over here too. Let's see this again. Look at all that ore. Man, I could just take this over and make a connection right here, and I got my ore right here, as opposed to trying to cram it in up here. Well, that's not bad either. Oh, this is the one I was looking at. See, they got a lot of ore over here, but this is right next to my oil. That may be a bit tight. That's probably not bad. Lots of options. Lots of options. You could probably rebuild stuff on the same map a million times and come up with different things each time. So, all right, I'm going to get to work, and we'll be right back. We are back, and what I'm looking at here are all these massive numbers of people waiting for my new bus line. Boy, this is massive. I'm really shocked by that. What I did was, we have our tram lines. It's very successful. We have the two lines that go around the circle, and we're really picking up on a lot of stuff here. Let's see. We have 415 average passengers on the one line, and then on the inner line is 166. And then we also did the tram line up in the upper part, where we have 373 people. That's this area all up in here, and it zigzags around in here and gets all that people. Well, over here is all mainly residential and some businesses, and same thing in this area. So instead of putting tram lines everywhere and kind of messing up my roads and everything, and I said, I don't think there's that much demand for that stuff anyway. I said, I'm going to do a bus line. I've never done buses before in any of my cities' maps before. I said, well, I'll give that a try. So I did a bus line here. You can see it kind of starts off at the rich neighborhood up here. It goes down. I don't have any stops on the street with all the businesses on it, though. It stopped right around the corner, and it comes around here, and it zigzags around. And this thing's doing pretty well. Then I did another one over here. This line definitely stops right next to these two tram lines, so people can get off the bus and go to the tram, or go off the tram and get on the bus, but either way. And on this one over here, it's a much kind of a more zigzaggy one. It starts off right here at this tram line right here, and it goes around like this, past these businesses, and then up to the rich people, and then around down here, and over here, and back up. It stops right here next to this tram line, and back around. And so I just now started it. And now buses only hold 30 people, and our trams hold, I think, 90, so it's a third. And we're already got some really good numbers on these two lines. It's a little surprised. The buses I've watched, let me see again. The buses I've watched have been full at least part of the time on their lines. Let's see here. So this one, I have 7 things, so 3, 30, 30, 30, 30, 10, 16. That's on line number 1. And then on line number 2, they're all full. Oh boy, that's amazing. Okay, let's push these up a little bit. I've only had 6 lines on. Let's go to 10. That one. Let's go to 10 on the other one as well. Let's go to 10 on this. To meet this demand, I'm really surprised. I really didn't think that we'd have that many people in the suburbs, because again, it's not really good. It's just staying in their neighborhood, the suburbs, and a few little businesses around there. I really didn't think they would do it. So this is great. This is going to cut down on my traffic. I was running into a little bit of traffic on this stretch of road here, and a couple places where that meets the main road. So that's really good. I may go ahead and do another bus line up in this area to help with our tram up here, maybe in the Pretentious Park area, up over here. And maybe ties in with this thing over here, and maybe some within the business area. Yeah, so that's encouraging. I'm very happy with that. So that was a little extra bonus I wasn't planning on. Let's check on a Gamecocks Trade School. We're at 4 stars. I don't think we're going to get any bigger than 4 stars, unfortunately. We just don't have enough students in our town. I think we need a bigger city, and our campus attractiveness is a little short because I've run out of space. What I could do is expand. Let's see here. No, wrong one. Oh, that's the right one. Yeah, here's the tech school right here. I could expand over here a little bit, but I don't think I can get. There's not too many buildings I can get over here. Some of the early buildings were fairly small. We do have this big one right here. This big one, but I found that the later buildings are much larger, and to be honest, really hard to fit in. I really like my commercial area. Look at all these skyscrapers coming in; they're looking really good, and so I really like this. I don't want to get rid of those to make the campus bigger. So I think maybe we'll just stick with a tier 4 tech college. That's probably fine. We may add another a little bit bigger somewhere sometime along the way, but I don't know. This is going to be reserved for oil, and this is not much space over here to do very much with. I don't think. I could try something, but we'll see. All right, so I'm going to. I extended this road a little bit. I haven't decided what I'm going to do exactly with it, but I'm going to start practice playing around with it, and I will be right back. Okay, let's start doing a little bit of suburban work here. Put in some shopping centers and things like that. I got some mods, some different assets you can get on the Steam workshops. I'm gonna go in the roads here. I'm gonna click on over here, and I can get these different kind of parking lots. So there's a service road. Here's a 22-meter parking lot, 40, 58. So what we can do here is lay these out. There's a shopping center. So this is a little kind of parking lot. You can see there's some street lights in there in the parking lot and things. Let's go ahead and do the move it to bring this down a little bit. I want to put some trees in here. The little roadway. Okay. And then I have the service road. I can do it. I think I'm going to do it over here. No, I'm going to do it over here, I think. Let's see if we do it right in the middle. Nice. Okay. Now for lines, they come up with these things. Oh, for this I need to. What do you think? I need to use anarchy for that, I think. Yep. Let's see. This is one of the mods I have listed on my site. Okay, so now I can lay lines on top of this. So I'm going to go ahead and spin this around a little bit. This could be a little too big, so let me go with the 4x2. Okay. What you can do is lay these lines on top here. It's not the best version, but it's not too bad. I'm going to do the smaller one. I don't think I want to go all the way in. I want to turn around up there. So I'm going to overlap these a little bit. I want a slight hill. And that's why the lines don't look that great right there. Yeah, if it's perfectly flat, then you're in really good shape. But if it's a little bit off, your lines are not going to show up quite right. Oh. stick with the threes. Oops, that's not so great. All right. So we got this little parking lot. And then what we're going to do is I went ahead, got some unique buildings over here. So I downloaded a bunch of that, like, this didn't show up very well, the Ashley Home Store. This one, I have to get some more. Some of these things have rules at home. Here's a Bed Bath & Beyond. So let's see here. Can I use that one? Okay, let me see here. Turn off anarchy. It should be able to sit on there. Let's see here. Let me play around with it and I'll be right back. Okay, that's right. These parking lots are not zonable, but the little road is. So what I did was I just took the little road. I used anarchy to allow me to place this right here. And now I can put zoning stuff here. Back off. So now let's go into our unique buildings. Bed Bath & Beyond. Put that right in the center. All right. Boy, oh boy, it didn't want me to do a bunch of stuff, does it? Get that one there. And now what I can do is I can put some offices or some commercial on here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put some more commercial. So I have a little shopping center. So you kind of cheat with stuff like this. And let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit with some trees and things. Oh yeah, we got buildings going up over there. Whoops. That was a waste of time. All right. Oh yeah, I don't have any water or power over there. So that is how we build little shopping centers. And let me get some power and water over here right away. Power. How are we going to take power over here? Yeah, that's going to be a problem. There we go. That's junky, but it'll work for now. So we make a bunch of little shopping centers like that. Oh, I see some of our stuff is already coming up. I could have made this a much bigger one, but I want to have several shopping centers like that. I also want to have like little streets along the side with all commercial and things. But now what I can do is I can put like a street back here to get some housing and on both sides of these. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit, put in some little off-street parking along here. I'm not going to continue trams up this way. I think it's going to be all bus lines and stuff because, again, this is more suburban, a little bit more spread out, so you wouldn't have trams everywhere like that. And we will go from there. So that is probably going to be it for this episode. We got some bus lines laid in. We got a freeway laid in, and we got a nice plan for the future. We're going to start putting in suburban areas over here. I think it'll be the next step. So until next time, this is Greg 29407 saying arrivederci, and we will see you next time.